down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
Ducks, you turned into the Savvy Radio Show. Bang, bang. I'm so glad. I'm really stoked because I get to hang around successful people. Yep. Back in the studio is Matt Blagg.
Hi, everybody.
And we are working on a course / material to help people become coaches. And what does this mean exactly? A lot of people come up to me and I'm inspired by them and what they've done in real estate. They may have only bought 5 houses in 5 months, or they may have only bought 1 house in 6 years. And I see potential that they could mentor someone or they can coach someone. And when I bring that idea into their mind, their eyes actually dilate. I can see the insecurity drapes over them, and they're like, how? And now, of course, these people are paying me as a coach. And it seems like every time I sit down with a new client or a long-term client, I put that in their mind. I say, Matt, I think that you have a potential to be a coach.
Right.
And, I think a lot of people don't think that they're worthy enough, or they think that they don't have to contribute. They don't have the credentials, or they don't have the experience, or they're worried that, what if they ask me a question that they don't know? And so let me just demystify, debunk, and let me tell you, I have no education. Oh, it's out of the bag. I have no degree. I have been to several colleges. I just did it. I just read a lot of books and just said, I am going to buy property. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to coach people. And it just morphed into that. And I believe that I am a solid coach. I have made several people very wealthy just from my failures. And that's what coaching is taking what works. It may not work for that individual, but what works for you, maybe apply it to them. There is no credential. There's accredited programs on the internet that's called taking your money. And you get a fake certificate. And there's probably real authentic ones out there. Or people have dubbed this as life coach or person consulting. And I don't care what you deem it, call it, or whatever. But today's episode, we're going to talk about this, Matt. I think that there's a burning, raging desire in my heart that I think a lot of people are not buying property, are not getting wealthy, are not understanding assets because someone's not mentoring them or coaching them.
I believe that's true. Just we don't realize the power having someone believe in us, of having someone believe in us. And I think back over my life, the time somebody's believed in me, it made me think I could do something. I may or may not have been qualified to do that or have the skills to do it, but just the fact that someone believed in me made me able to do that. Whether it was music teachers, I had a trumpet mentor in my life because I'm a trumpet player, and he taught me, yes, how to play the trumpet, but more importantly, he made me think I can do it, and he inspired me. Just having someone say, you know what, I think you can do this. I'm going to help you do this. I'm going to walk with you through that. It's amazing what power that has.
Okay, what do you think of people that have insecurity? Like, I don't have enough to contribute, or I need to have 10 houses or 100 houses, or I need to be the next Lou Brown or Tony Robbins.
Right.
They see these coaches that charge, $30,000 an hour or $50,000. There's people that charge $100. There's people that charge $10 an hour.
There are, and you know what they all have in common? They started where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
You may have only bought one property. Start where you're at.
Yeah, there's someone in your neighborhood, in your sphere of influence that needs you.
That's right.
And I was coaching someone yesterday, and I was like, buddy, you just call somebody up and just start coaching them for free, and just start loving on them, pouring into their life. And I monetize my time. I'm like, okay, 30 minutes of me helping them, maybe 30 minutes them helping you.
Right.
It's always a win-win when you're helping someone.
Absolutely.
And another question that I get is, well, I'm not worthy enough to charge, or what should I charge? And I'm like, wow, I wrote the book, The Savvy Landlord, in 2012 was when it came out. I wrote it in 2011 and I released it in 2012.
Mm-hmm. It's a good book, by the way. I've read it.
Oh yeah. And thank you. And I don't even know if you know this, Matt, but I charged $50 a month to coach.
Wow.
That's all I charged back then.
That's a bargain.
And it was a guy from California, got my book, read the book. He was pretty, had some finance, pretty well off, smart kind of guy, but he didn't know anything about real estate. And he reached out to me, and I started coaching him for $50 a month. Yeah. It was very insecure. I was like, I'm not an expert. I've only been doing this for 10 years. I don't know what I'm doing.
I know.
It just is a progression. And I think that you don't have to necessarily charge and have an invoice, but you can charge in your mind. You could tell yourself that my time is worth this.
Absolutely. And we all have that. That's a limiting belief, really. It's a lack of self-esteem, or it's comparing ourselves to other people, because we go to a real estate seminar or workshop, where we hear somebody speak and you think, okay, I have to attain what they've attained and able for me to go do this, which what you're telling us is, no, that's not true. If you have something to offer someone else, you're a coach. You're able to do that. No matter what your stage of life is, how many units you've bought, if you've achieved financial freedom or not, if you're on the way to achieving financial freedom. Because I've heard people say it's not so much where you go, it's who you take with you in this life. And you're able to take people with you in this life. And that's going to pay dividends. It may pay monetary dividends. It may just be the fact that you're investing in other people, because there really is more to this life than just how much money we make, right? We all want money.
How many people you impact.
Right. And it's not even, you've heard people say, what do we want? Money. No, it's not. It's what money can buy, right? Money can buy us freedom. It can buy back our time, but it can also, be a tool to help other people. And the fact that you give of your time to help someone else,
there's value there.
There's value there, just like money. It's what that can buy you, and the feeling of significance and the feeling of accomplishment that you've helped someone else get where they want to be too. Money can't buy that. You're able to do that. You're able to do that right
just
now.
The other day, you coached me. You gave me two. Stephen, what gets me up in the morning is purpose. And I know that, right? Mm-hmm. But at that moment, at that specific time, on that date, at 7 a.m, you said those things, and it impacted my life. I can't even pay you for that type of coaching,
right?
And so let's turn the corner here, and let's talk about in another form called passion.
Yeah.
So there's a gentleman that I was actually coaching for a while, and he was short on funds. Mm-hmm. And he had a great thing called passion, Passion, for basketball.
Yeah.
And so I was like, buddy, why don't you coach people in basketball? Mm-hmm. How much does it cost to rent the gym? Well, I did the research for this guy, and now today he's making money coaching people in basketball. It costs $25 to rent the gym. Mm-hmm. $25 to rent the gym. How many students or how many wannabe basketball ballers do you need to pay $25 and to pay you your time?
Yeah.
I know for sure. I pay $15, $20 an hour for my daughter to go. I paid $30 yesterday for my daughter for pitching lessons for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's $60 an hour if you do the math.
Yeah. Yeah.
So would someone be willing to pay, $20 an hour for a person that's passionate about how to do a drop step pivot and pump fake, and you get to run layups, and people pay $20 to go to a movie?
Yeah.
And so why do we disconnect ourselves? Why do we have such a limiting belief that you can be a coach? And the great thing, this guy, when I run into this gentleman, he is so fulfilled.
See?
He's so fulfilled, but before he felt insecure that he can't do it. He has no worth. He's a little chubby, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But now he's probably making a couple $100 for 1 hour worth of work.
Right.
He's probably making 10 people, $20 a person. That's $175 an hour.
And see, you encouraged that guy to do that, right? And so in essence, you coached him, and it just came up in your, daily walking through life. It's like, okay, there's this guy right in front of me, and I saw how I could add value to his life.
Right.
And you just did that. You added value to that person's life. That's really what coaching is. It's inspiring them. And when you add options to people's lives, you give them hope. That's what we're really all wanting is hope, right? And when you're out of options, you're out of hope. You help bring options to people's lives. It's like, hey, there's something I could do. I really can make an extra couple $100 a month here and not get the car repossessed.
Okay, so let's talk about other forms of coaching.
Yeah.
You're a musician.
Yes,
Do
I
you
am.
charge for lessons?
Yes, I do.
So what was the day like when you said, "Hey, I'm going to charge"?
It was really, I saw there was a young man at my church that loved what I did. He thought I was a rock star and he wanted to be like me.
You are.
Well, thank you. But and so I thought, okay, I'm going to take some time out of my schedule and start giving him lessons. And I didn't have the mindset that I have now, realizing just how important it is to invest in people and raise people up. I was just getting him lessons, and I thought, okay, I'll do this kid a favor. What I didn't realize was it was doing me a favor too, because when you coach someone on something, you automatically become better at it yourself. So whatever you're trying to help somebody with, when you teach something, you learn how to be better at it yourself, and it pushes you to get better. So it made me a better guitar player helping this young man. It made me a better singer, songwriter, whatever I help people with, the whole gamut. You help people with real estate, you realize it gives you an objective point of view that you didn't have before. Because I'm helping this person, you're able to step back outside of that situation and look at it and analyze it in a way that you're not able to when it's you. With something I'm dealing with, it gives you an objective viewpoint when you realize, you know what, I just coached that person. Now I'm up against that myself. I know what to do.
You know what's interesting is like we have no problem paying a tutor.
Yeah.
And why do we disconnect that? Why are they not the same?
They really are the same, aren't they?
They are the same.
They're helping you with something.
But we're so trained. We're just we're conformity people. This
Yeah.
is what societies. We just put people on pedestals. It's been driving me crazy for the last couple of weeks that someone that I love said this to me. They said some people think that you're unapproachable. I was like, what the? Like, do I need to get naked? I don't know. I don't know.
Please
how.
don't. Yeah, please don't do that.
We're on the radio, so they can't see me. That's what. But the reality is, I'm trying to be the most approachable person and most authentic person in the world. I try to be, but people have preconceived ideas.
They do. Preconceived
concepts.
notions. Yep.
Oh, I think if you have to hire a tutor, you're dumb, right? But then the wealthy people, that's all they have is tutors for all their children.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to pay. My daughter's passionate about softball. Well, really, it's her mom, and her mom, has influenced our daughter, and we're paying $30 once a week to a college gal that probably doesn't even know how to operate an invoice.
Right.
That we're now, and half of me is like, I struggle with that $30, but it's getting us to the level that we want to get to.
Absolutely.
And it's a tutor. Why
tutor.
is there disconnect there? Tell me, what comes to your mind?
It's preconceived notions, and it is thinking that, well, because I had a tutor, I wasn't smart enough to just go to class and pick it up. I had to have a tutor in college. I took accounting. And as a right-brain artist, accounting class kicked my butt. Usually if I would just show up and pay attention, I could make an A or B. Not in accounting. Hour and a half homework every night. I was struggling with that. So when you meet someone in that situation with something they're struggling with and help them with it, you're automatically bridging a gap for them from where they are to where they want to be. Where I was flunking accounting class. Where I want to be done with this dang class, and I want to make a passing grade a good grade. I got out of that class with a C+. I had to go find a tutor.
That sounds
right?
like my whole life.
But we think, in some way, we think, well, we failed, so we need a tutor. That's not the case. The case is
We want to be better.
You're going to fail without a tutor. You haven't failed yet.
It's really cool. I was working with someone the other day, and they made a mistake. And I realized, I'm like, buddy, I know that you think that I'm some superstar, and I know you think because you're paying me to be your mentor, coach, whatever you want to call me. I don't give a rip. I have bought houses with bricks falling on the whole backside off of the property and never saw it until after I closed.
Yeah.
I have made a ton of mistakes.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that when I consoled him in that environment, that's coaching right there. Showing that I'm human, that I have made mistakes.
Yep.
That not because I'm a coach that I'm perfect, that I do everything right.
Yeah.
That I do oversleep on occasion. That I am running late to a meeting because there was a car wreck. Things happen. We're all human.
Right. And I think you just really hit on a really good point there. The fact is that sometimes we think we have to have it all together in order to coach someone else. That is not true. You made mistakes. You've learned from them. You automatically have something to teach someone else.
Yeah.
You've gone to seminars. You've read books. You've listened to podcasts. You've actually done things. You have experience you can pass on to someone else, whether you think you have it all together or not. If you do think you have it all together, you probably don't. Okay, you're right on the verge of taking
awesome.
a big fall. Right.
Well said.
The fact is that we're all a work in progress, and if you can walk with someone and inspire them, you've done a great thing.
That's awesome. All right, let's talk about money. Money.
I like talking about money.
Man, money does great things.
It does.
When I think, let me throw this course out there. There's a prosperous mindset, but I have to find it. Sorry. Of course, I tried to help you out there and I couldn't. So anyway, a lot of people, two things I think about money. One thing I like about money and in coaching and exchanging, it creates a level of commitment. So there's 2 points I want to drive here. And we're going to wrap this up. One is like, how do I charge? What do I charge? How do I do it? When do I do it? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not worthy enough to charge. But I think that the one thing that I want to get a point on, and then you can elaborate, is if you don't charge, you don't create value.
I agree.
And there's accountability. Mm-hmm. And I always say when I'm sitting down with someone, how much do you charge? And I tell them how much I charge. And some people flinch, some people don't flinch. Some people think I'm too cheap.
Yeah.
It fascinates me.
It is.
And I'm like, dang it, this is like a negotiation deal. And I just dropped the ball again. But I realize that when there's money exchanges hands, there's a level of commitment. I know that when I have that appointment, I'm completely 100% focused. And I know it's not about the money because I don't necessarily need the money. But I think it creates accountability and a level of commitment. And so what's your thoughts on that?
It's like that adage.
You paid me.
I do. And I gladly paid you. I've had numerous coaches over the years, real estate, music, life in general. And at first it was like, why would I want to pay this person? I could watch it on YouTube or something like that. But the fact is that person on YouTube doesn't know you. They're not sitting across the table from you. They're not giving you their time, which is their most valuable asset. So the fact that I know there's someone who knows exactly what I'm going through and may call me and hold me accountable for this, you can't put a price tag on that. You can't put a price tag on the things that people help you become, because it's not so much what you get when you get money, it's who you become on the way to getting there. You can't put a price tag on that. So it's like you have all these kittens and you want to get rid of these kittens. If you put free kittens, well, guess what? It's worth to somebody. It's free. It's not worth that. But if you say kittens, $5, $10, okay, people are saying, "Ooh, a kitten for $5, they're going to get it," and they're not going to bring it back, right? Whereas free kittens, it's like, it may not be the best cat, right? So in their minds, it automatically puts a value on something when you say free something.
I love it.
And like you mentioned, the commitment. It's like, I didn't pay anything for it, so I'm not going to be that.
I'm not going to show up.
Exactly.
It's not going to hurt me.
So I want to encourage you, if you have something to offer, do not sell yourself short. Don't undervalue your time. All right. I'm not saying be arrogant and think you're Tony Robbins right off the bat, because you're probably not. But at the same time, realize that you need to put a value on what you're doing. If you believe in it, know that it has value to someone else. But you gotta have that value of yourself first.
Yeah, you got to have self-esteem.
If you want other people to value what you do, you have to value it yourself. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, that would probably be my only thing, that I think everyone should be a coach because you have an expertise in something. Mm-hmm. But if you do lack self-esteem or confidence, you probably need to dial down. But one thing that you did mention that was really awesome that I think about all the time, what's the price tag? What is it worth? And I'm like, would I pay $1,000 to lose 100 pounds? I'd pay $1 million. Yeah. And so I look at that in coaching. Mm-hmm. What did it take me to get to the place, and what would I would be willing to pay? Yeah. So I go back, I'm working with this awesome client of mine. They got bought 5 houses in 5 months. We're on a roll. We're on a roll right now. Boom. I know. And this guy and this gal, they're a team. They're freaking killing it. If I went back, how much is it? Would you pay $5,000 a house now? That would be $25,000. Yeah. And how much did you pay for coaching? A couple $1,000. Yeah. So when you think of it like that, but people think, oh, it's $1,000, but it's who you become and what you receive. Yeah. Now they have an asset for life. I guarantee if you sat there and throw those people, and of course they're my friends now, but if you threw them in a room and said, listen, say the worst about VanCauwenbergh, dude, I've changed. They bought assets that are going to provide for their child for the rest of their life.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to look at it. What's the price tag? What's it really worth? It's going to sting. You know, I bought some dumbbells the other day, and I'm like, now you got to use the dumbbells.
Yeah.
Right? You can buy the dumbbells. It's not going to get you ripped.
I know.
I told myself, Steven, these were expensive dumbbells. And I was like, for me to get them, I have for 30 days, I have to spend 10 minutes a day on those dumbbells. What is it? And I'll see the results.
Yeah.
So,
you ever, like, we go to a like a real estate conference, or we go to a investor conference, or even just a success conference.
Yeah.
And you see these people up there get motivated, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins. Why do they do that, really? If they've already made millions, I would ask myself that too when I went to these. Why, if they're so successful, why are they here teaching this, right?
I think that way myself.
We do, and we naturally do that, I think. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they're up there teaching that, even though they don't have to be?
Well, I think a lot of people are just skittish because there's gurus out there that made all their money in real estate, and then they make more money selling products and services, and it's a disconnect. So. I think that, it's a mirage, but I think, me personally, why Anthony Robbins does not need to do it.
Right.
I think it's just his calling in his life, and it's just like me.
Yeah.
I feel a hypocrite when I sit down with a client because I preach assets, passive income, mailbox money.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting across from you and you're paying me, it's a job.
Yeah, you're trading your time for money.
Yeah, but I receive so much out of it. That's why I continue to do it. And I believe that the Lord has called me to this.
Yeah.
It's not what I want to do. Oh man, people don't even know that I coach. Like I don't advertise. I don't have a savvy website, that's all about coaching. And I'm not saying that there's not a need for that. And I think that there is. And the whole purpose of this podcast is to give people the authority, the right that you can be a coach. And if you don't feel like you can't be, then be a mentor.
Right.
I serve, when I go serve at WizKids for 2 hours on Thursday and teaching this child to read, I don't gain nothing from that, but I gain everything from that.
What you get, I think what you're talking about is purpose. And it's your reason to get out of bed in the morning. Because think about this. If you've achieved financial freedom and you got passive income, what's there to get out of bed for? You might want to go play tennis. Okay, big deal. But after that, what really you have
golf.
to get out? Whatever it is, and I'm going to drive in my Porsche or whatever. That's fine. You got that. But really, I think these people that we see up there teaching are doing it because it gives them purpose.
Yeah.
They've achieved this level of success and they want to pass that on to other people. And they really get a joy out of doing that, to say, you know what, it really is cool to help other people. I've achieved this. Okay, I've made that. I've made my millions. I got financial success. I have passive income, financial freedom. Then what? Then what? I think that's why you see a lot of these people going and teaching and coaching at these things, because like we say, you've achieved that. What comes after that?
Sure.
When you can have purpose and invest in people and teach people and coach people, you always have purpose
built
built in your life.
This reminds me, and I think you're on a point that's very powerful, because some people think that this is a money-making machine, but you just said something that's very powerful. I remember the first time this ever happened to me, I wrote the book and I was at a real estate club meeting, and it was at Ingrid's Kitchen.
Good place.
Yeah, it was a nighttime deal. And I think it was a wholesaler, something. I think Sean McVicker was putting this on.
Cool.
And some gentleman walked up to me and he said, "Your book changed my son's life."
Wow.
Yeah. No, I believe that was the Holy Spirit coming over that dude, because I was like grinding it out, wrote the dang book, dying. No one cares about me.
Yeah.
And like, why did I spend all this time and energy and money on producing this product, this book, and no one reads?
Right.
No one cares. And, but I remember that day, and I'll probably till I die. I mean, I was sitting there at that place, grabbing someone else's food off of their plate, acting like I'm somebody special because I'm a published author. And this guy comes up to me and says, "You give my son hope."
Wow.
And you help. And I was like, man, that fueled me till today. That one 30-second comment, I was so humbled. And just you as a musician being humbled when people tip you. Oh. I remember the first time I got a tip.
I have a cool story that actually just happened. I've made 6 records, sold probably 100,000 of them, but I've never been signed to a major deal. I've never been on radio or television.
No, you're on the Savvy Radio Show.
I'm on the Savvy Radio Show at the moment. So yes, exactly. I should take that back.
Damn.
So I haven't, it's been a long time since I've made a new record project, but I get this email from this lady that emailed me through my website. And she said, I bought your CD at an estate sale the other day. I am a hospice nurse, and I've been listening to it on the way to work and the way home from work, and it helps me get through the day.
Wow.
Okay. So the fact
Did you start crying?
I did start crying.
Amen. Because
it wrecked me because
I would cry.
I thought, wow, and like you said, you do this labor of love. You write a book, you make a record, you do a coaching course, or you coach somebody. And then when you see it make a difference in their life and they tell you, look, you gave me hope.
Yeah.
You added value to my life. You helped me and my wife get our first real estate deal.
I know.
Okay. And I don't feel trapped in my career anymore. I feel like I have options.
They can almost quit.
They just feel they have hope where they didn't before because they're on this treadmill of their career. They're too busy to do anything else. They can't quit because they got little kiddos at home. And all of a sudden you've opened up this new avenue for them to achieve financial freedom someday. You see that you can't put a price tag on the satisfaction you get from that.
So, and if we ask them today, was it worth coaching? And they're going to say yes.
Oh, yeah.
Was it worth? How much did you pay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. It's like I love the Buildium software. I would pay 3 times what I'm paying because it makes my life so much easier. All right, well, let's just finish with this. So, recap. Can you be a coach?
Yes.
Absolutely. Even if you have a low self-esteem, when I was teasing you earlier, get with someone else, tag team coaching.
Yeah.
And if you don't have all the information, that's okay. Call someone else that does. And always be authentic with people. Is it okay to get paid? Absolutely.
Yes.
Get paid. Start off like I did at $50. A lot of times I would tell in my mind, I would be charging X amount. And I would do it pro bono. And I would just learn and grow the trade. So you do the same. Mm-hmm. Take someone wants and needs you to mentor them. And mentor them for free. And in your mind, you're their coach. And make it professional. Get the documents organized. Mm-hmm. Get the testing organized, or personality testing, whatever it needs for them to succeed. If they're weak in some area, they're weak in property management, Google property management up and help them. Mm-hmm. Whatever it takes to get them to the next level, to break them free so they can live what they want to do and live their dream that they want to live. And that's your job as a coach, is to help people live their dream.
Yes. Inspire them. Don't sell yourself short. You got way more to offer than you think you do to this world.
Investor Weekend is not far off, with over 10 information sessions to increase your portfolio. Log on to www.investorweekend.com. Whether you are a seasoned investor or never purchased a property before, you don't want to miss the Investor Weekend. Join us for a powerful, knowledge-packed weekend with over 10 informational sessions that are bound to enlarge your real estate investments. You will hear from the best national and local real estate investors that will share practical and relevant experiences with you, the investor. There will be several networking sessions to connect with other like-minded people for potential funding, partnerships, and yes, hot deals. Go to www.investorweekend.com. Did you know we meet once a month for the Landlord Lunch Meeting? The third Wednesday of every month. Go to landlordlunch.com.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.